it was going to be, because first it had to do with the recording. Like every single 10 minutes it would turn off for the camera. So that was a little bit of a challenge. So I had in the end about 18 files of 10-minute long videos. And then later on I had some complications when it came to editing some of the video, because when you speed up recordings, I used to do it a different way for a little bit, like when I was first learning it, and if you don't do that right, then it can basically make it a blank video. And so I had it done, and I was like, oh yay, I'm ready for this, and I'm so excited, because then tomorrow I can do this voice recording, and it'll be great. But what happened, sadly, is, like I said, I did it wrong and I missed a step, so it made it a blank video. And I found out the next morning, because originally it was saying it was going to take 2 days, and it did in the long run. So that was a little bit frustrating, but that's what happened. Is I woke up and I'm thinking, oh, it says it's finally done. And I opened the file and I'm like, oh no. So that's what happened there. But otherwise, that was the only problem. I fixed the recording, and now, as you can see, it's up, which is pretty good. And I'm pretty happy with that, because it took me forever. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and go into kind of explaining a little bit about this art. So, I recently, about 2 weeks ago, graduated from high school. And there's a lot of memories that come from that. And although it says that I don't want to say goodbye, it's more so of I don't want to forget about these memories. There's a lot of crazy things that went on, and I loved it. That being, I don't want to forget about them. And so I just kind of decided, hey, as like a bittersweet memory, I'm going to go ahead and do a drawing and kind of go through all the different little pictures that I've done, like little snapshots of each little memory. I didn't get all of them obviously on here because there's way too many of them and I don't have much of the time for that. Well, not time per se, but mostly was space. And I'm just really happy about that. And so what I did is, you'll see me on your right side? I hope I'm correct. Anyways, the person in the gown, that's me. And basically, it's just kind of a bittersweet memory. Just walking down, and it went way too quick. I remember walking out, and my quiet family, and as well as some of my family, cheering for me, being like, go Skylar! It was a great memory. Makes me laugh a little bit, but also very bittersweet. And I decided to keep Mimiya and Triton on my cap. Those are the two characters. Mimiya, she kind of, if you guys didn't know, she kind of resembles me more in a sense, because she's like a little bit outgoing. She's a little not a little artsy, she's very artsy, like I am, and she's just a goofball overall. And I just kind of made it kind of where Triton, who's hanging off the cap, is basically the other character, and he was my original character that I decided on. Both of them are my original characters, but he was originally a little cartoon character. Some of my friends actually remember this, how I first came up. I actually kind of took the idea of a cartoon character from somebody else, but it was more so, it was a lot more cartoonish. If I find a version of him that I have on my phone or somewhere on my computer, I'll go ahead and flash it up on the screen for a few seconds. Is it there? No? Okay. Well, if it is, it is, but if it isn't, it isn't. Either way, he originally came from more of a cartoonish, and I'd always draw him on whiteboards and be like, hi guys, or stuff like that. And then my friend actually had a character named, oh, I can't remember. Oh, I feel horrible. Well, she'll know. She'll know I'm talking about her. She also drew her little character everywhere, and she's where I got the inspiration from. Either way, Triton's more of the character that I would like to have as a, basically, the total, it's like the total opposite of me, in a sense, but still energetic. He's just more of like a little bit of a crazy little guy. He's the ADHD kid in me, I guess. Not really the opposite of me. I don't know what I was saying there. It's kind of hard to describe my characters because I haven't really gotten a chance to. But they're both little cuties and I love them, and I hope to, they'll basically be my main mascots for the channel, or in the sense of just my little characters that I love to draw all the time. If you follow me on Google Plus or anywhere else, you will definitely see me drawing Triton. I still have only put up a couple of Mimiya because she's newer. I created her just this year. And yes, they're both very cliche looking characters. But I just wanted to make my own characters and I love drawing them, so fine. Anyways, it looks like we're starting to get into the finishing of the outline. Originally, I wasn't really going to include the outline because I knew it was going to be a really long video if I did. But I decided, hey, why not make it a longer video? It'll give me longer to talk. The only problem would be my camera, which only records about 10 minutes at a time. So if I stop in the middle of a sentence, I might have to edit that out, and I'm sorry, guys. It sucks, but at least I have a camera that I can record this with, which I'm very grateful, because I actually did not find out this could record till I was on the band California trip, and I was like, I did a recording, and then I listened to it, and I was like, oh my goodness, my camera has a mic! I don't know why I thought it couldn't have a mic, or didn't, but I don't know. And so that being, it's pretty crazy, and yeah, so speaking of, like, the way I draw things, or the way I write in general, I have a different way I grip the pencil, and so that being, it covers up when I'm drawing, and I don't know if I'm going to change the angle in the future, if I'm still going to use overhead, but one thing I do know is I can't really just up and change the way I draw, so I'm sorry for that, or if my head gets in the recording, because I didn't know it was overhead. My head just pops out randomly, I'm sorry. The shadow as well, like, I don't have good lights, so I guess I'll go ahead and continue talking about the drawing, where I'll start at the very bottom where I'm drawing right now, or was. It basically, my Nikon camera, I got that back when I was in sixth grade. I almost said 6th grade. What the fudge, Skylar? I got this back when I was 16 for my 16th birthday, and that's when I also got my Wacom tablet, which I love and I still use. That's what I do a lot of my digital art with. Actually, not a lot, like all of my digital art, and when I do my thumbnails, which I haven't done much because I actually kind of lost the pen, and I'm trying to find it. I cleaned my whole room, still can't find it. I'll have to look around. Dobby, he's in front of me, and he was just, he tried to eat a fly. I'll get him back. And so, with that being, I'll usually do, like, my digital art and my thumbnails with that, which is a lot of fun to do. And the Copics that I'm using right now, I actually as well got them for Christmas this year. And oh my goodness, I am so in love with Copics. They are so spendy, and that's why I get the chows though, because they're like $100 less than what I normally would have to pay. And I just love working with these because they blend so smoothly, and I love making nice blends. And so I also got Prismacolors for Christmas as well, and that's a lot of fun. Oh, speaking of the Copics, like I was saying earlier, they not blend, they bleed through my paper, and so I have to put something underneath, otherwise it's just like, oh no, it's under my next page, oh no, and I completely blanked doing that. So now my next page has a bunch of ink blobs underneath it. Oh boy. But I already, with the artwork that I'm working on, I already worked around it, so that's all good. And that's the nice thing though, is I've had practice with messing up, so I know when I can deal with things. And other times I cannot, but most of the time I've learned how to maneuver around it. Which is good as an artist, because honestly, we all make mistakes in our art. We are so critical of ourselves. Like, we'll look back at an art and we'll be like, oh, I could have worked on this or this or this. And I'm working on that personally myself. I'm trying to be more so of like, hey, you actually did good on this. I like this on it. But then there's always still that little voice in your head that's like, ooh, but you could have worked on this. Which, I've gotten over it for the most part, but it's still fun. And so I guess I'll get into the next part, which is music. Oh my goodness, has music changed my life for the better? And that is not a joke for all of you choir kids that sung Wicked with me. It honestly has. And I have done music since I was back in kindergarten. Well, maybe not kindergarten, but somewhere around that age. And I basically played the piano back then. And so if you knew me in church when I was really young, what would happen is I would be singing with the other kids. And they would be singing, and then there's me. As a little kid, I'd be like, singing way over the top of all of them, and my dad just laughing on the inside. And I'm just like, full-heartedly singing out. And I still remember, I don't know if my dad remembers this, but I still remember when he sung a song with me at the church. I can't think of the name of it right at the top of my head, but oh boy, it brings back so many memories having music in my life. And being able to sing has been a big part of it now. I mean, it's going to be my career pretty soon. Well, not pretty soon, I mean, I have 6+ years of college. But that's not the point, because I'm still going to be doing it. I'm still going to be hopefully being in the community chorus if I get the chance. Or I'm still going to be singing at my church. Or definitely going to be singing at my church choir, with my church choir. And hopefully conducting a few more pieces, because, oh boy. And I love working with the kids there. They are so adorable, and one of the main things, as what I kind of consider as the reason why I love teaching, is being able to spread the love for music and seeing that shared passion in younger people. It makes, or older, whatever works, or whoever I teach at the time, but it makes me really happy seeing that all generations can enjoy music just as much as I love music. And being able to work with those little kids has helped me a lot learn just different things. And so, with that being, I'm very happy to be able to work with them with my senior project. And I cannot wait to work with them in the future after I come back this summer. And the next part I want to go ahead and go into is my summers. When I had summers here at Tillamook, whether it be out at South Prairie Road where I used to live or where I live now. It was a lot of fun. Sure, there were those stressful days where I'd have to be around so much and everything and being home sometimes. But honestly, sometimes in life you just have to deal with a little bit of stress. Because stress is a reaction to something. So it's just me reacting and being a teen that I am. But I remember during the summers, we used to have a trampoline out at South Prairie, and although we didn't bounce on it for very long, like the times that we did bounce on it, it was so much fun, and I still love trampolines. I do love Sky High so much. I've been there, what, once? Yeah, originally I would have gone there this year too, but the trip got canceled, sadly. Tears, crying, tears. But I love jumping on the trampoline. I don't remember exactly what it called. I think we called it like the egg game or something, like where you crawl up in the center and like your friends would try to bounce you and try to get you out of like your little curled up spot. And I remember that so well. And it makes me laugh thinking about it. And so summers a lot of times were a great time. I used to ride horses as well. For those of you who don't know me, I used to ride horses as well, and that was a lot of fun because I used to compete, and every time I compete, it's just the feeling of riding a horse and like the breeze through your hair and stuff. I don't know how to describe it. You just have to ride a horse yourself or take care of a horse yourself to be able to really understand that. And that was a lot of my times as when I was younger. But nowadays, when I have like summers per se, because I mean I'm still going to be going to school soon enough, and technically summer is a season, I will still be doing a lot of things. Like most of the time though, what I do with my summer is I draw or, well, this summer I'm actually going up to Lebanon, like I said in my vlog recently. And I'm going to be really excited about that because I'll be able to like share my feelings and be able to meet new people and everything. And that's going to be a great experience for me, and as well as others, because they'll get to meet me. And I just love meeting new people, but it takes me getting out and away from my other friends to meet those new people. Because otherwise, if I'm with friends, I will most likely just be like, oh, there's a friend, I'm going to go to a friend, rather than being like, oh, new people. Because I am kind of an introvert, unless you know me. If you know me, then I'm very much loud and obnoxious sometimes. Non-stop talking. For Pete's sake, I'm talking to a camera, technically, or to myself. But it feels like I'm talking to you guys, because, I mean, for the people that are watching, you'll be listening to me. And so that being, I'd be doing that summer, but normally I'd be doing my art stuff, and I hope to still be drawing during the summer, when I might tad more, but otherwise, it was a lot of fun. Speaking of drawings, there's two in the bottom corner, the one that says boss, and then the little tiny little character that's actually a shirt right under the summer one. The tiny little character, I'll start with that, was basically kind of what my original drawing looked like. My very first anime type drawing is what I mean. And it's very bittersweet because I look back at it and I've redrawn it a couple of times. And just looking back and how cringy I used to be when I drew my art. I still am cringy and I still have a lot to go, but I'm happy with where I am now because I've improved so much over the years, which is a lot to say, seeing compared to a lot of other artists who are like 2 years and they grow from like little artist to like big major artist. But that's just my life. And then going over to the boss one, I have to hurry this up a little bit, but going over to the boss one, I basically am a pretty big fan of Jacksepticeye, and so that was one of the digital arts that I did. It was a lot of fun to do. Sadly, I don't think he saw it. But I'm just happy that I was able to do it because it was a lot of fun to do. Plus, I also did a Darkiplier one, which I didn't, like I said, for lack of space, I didn't put on here. And that was, honestly, like the Darkiplier one better. But I also am a bigger fan of Jacksepticeye. So that was basically a drawing that I did. And actually, I could probably just flash it up real quick in the corner to show you guys what I did. That one's pretty easy to pull up, but that was one of the first ones I put on my Twitter, because I just got a Twitter, that way I could be able to share it with him, although he didn't see it, I don't believe. But if he did, then I'm happy, and someday if I meet him, I'll definitely print that off and make it into a photograph. That way I can give it to him and be like, hey, I did this for you, and I really appreciate you being there throughout my high school, which just with the laughs, it was a lot of fun. And being like a boss. I'm sorry, I'm cringy. Leave me alone. Boy. And that being said, I really need to hurry up because I don't have that much longer on my video. And so next is going to be the one above summer, which is the one I'm doing now. And it basically is band, which I had a lot of fun doing pep band with my friend. She was a lot of fun, and just being in pep band in general, it was a great experience. To say the least, I basically hurt my ankle when not in pep band, but I was helping with the charity that we do here in Tillamook, and I hurt my ankle. So that being said, I really love pep band so much that I kinda went out when I probably should have rested, and I will admit that, Mom, I'm sorry. Yes, I should have rested. I'm a obnoxious teen that loves pep band, and I'm sorry. Moving on. I love pep band so much. It was a lot of fun this year, and my freshman year, I remember going, and we got to go to state, and we got third, and oh my goodness, it was crazy. We were so close to getting onto the finals, and I was just like, oh, so close, because we missed by like a shot, literally, every time we lose, per se, and get a lower on the ranking, it's because we missed by a free throw. Oh, it was a year, and then come senior year, we actually made it again to state. We got 5th, but it was still a great time, and I got to hang out with my friends. And my last game, technically, that I went to, I don't regret it being my last game, because there was a lot that went on. Like I said, I hurt my ankle, so I had to be there I was in my competition team for dance, and sadly, I wasn't able to dance for a recital for that, or pretty much dance with them at all at any kind of competition, which I was really sad about. But at the same time, I was really happy that I was able to be in it. And that kind of brings me to the one next to on the right, with basically it looks like a stage. That one, it kind of represents two. It represents choir, which I talked about already. And the choir family I have, I love you guys so much. And I will miss you so much. Thank you for being there for me these last couple years. Or if you just were this year, then this year. Because vocal ensemble was a great experience. And I will never forget it for the life of me. That, like I said, it will be in my heart forever. And the stage thing also brings me to think about dance. I have done dance only 3 years. And I just wanted to say, I am so happy I was able to, because a lot of things, like, I don't say often thanks to my teachers. I mean, this year I said thank you to pretty much everybody, because I went on a thank you spree, because it's a big milestone in a person's life, is graduating. So, I basically, I wanted to say thank you in a sense to them, because they have, although I've only done it for 3 years, dance has taught me a lot, even though I'm still improving on a lot. Like, I have improved on my organization, even though I've lost a lot of things this year still, but I found them with the help of others. Talk about an experience. But I've also learned how I had hard lessons, like having to deal with saying no to one thing. Instead of going to one thing, I had to go to another, which, like I said, that was mostly with pep band, and I had missed so many classes that I had to sadly not dance at the recital for one of another different dance, and that was in my control compared to my ankle. And so I was really, like, that was a hard lesson to learn, but I'm glad I learned it, because then I kind of learned I had to be there. I had to learn how to separate it in two different ways, in the sense of organizing and figuring out what I'm going to go to, and give it equal opportunity, rather than being like, oh, I'm going to go to this instead of this, and do it almost every week. And that was a little hurting on my sense, because I would have a hard time learning different dances. And so I had to learn the hard way, like I said, by not being able to dance at one time. And I was heartbroken, but I'm glad I learned that lesson. And so thank you for all these years. I learned a lot, and I can't wait to continue dancing. And as of today, I can't wait to do my senior solo at the contest. And I hope that there's just one teacher I really want them to like my dance, but we'll see. And I'm hoping so, but the people that know me know who I'm talking about. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go on to the next one on the left, and I'm gonna be real quick about this, and that is you guys, the subscribblers that I love so much. This is for you. I basically started YouTube this year. I only have 10 subscribers, in the sense of what YouTube actually calls it, but I decided to call it subscribblers, especially if I do art in the future like I plan, because I love doing art, and that, like, just starting out to record different art things, it's been a lot of fun as it is, and being able to record vlogs and be such a goofball. I hope I can make you guys laugh, and I'm happy that I started out where I am now. And I'm hoping that I can make even better quality videos in the future during my college. And so, thank you for becoming a subscriber and supporting me, even if it's just by watching one of my, 20 videos including this? I believe that's it. And I am so happy that you've been able to be here through the little bit that I've been on YouTube. And I hope that I can grow more, and that I can make you guys, like I said, laugh and kind of have a good time. I know I'm just beginning out, and compared to some YouTubes, like, for instance, Bailey J, she's an awesome YouTuber. I love her. She is one of my favorite artists. I think she's actually one of the only 2 artists I've subscribed to. The other one hasn't posted in a while, sadly. But I love her, and if I ever get to meet her, I'm totally going to give her a drawing and say thank you, because she inspired me a lot to do YouTube. And I'm happy with that. And so finally is the top upper corner. That is basically two different things. One of it is a video that I'm hoping to have out before I leave, but we will see, as it's a lot of editing, and it also was like a Jacksepticeye or anti-Septiceye thing that I did, and you'll see what I mean whenever I finally post it. And it also is basically like the haunted house when I did for band, and that was a lot of fun because I got to have like creepy makeup, and all 3 years that I did it, it was a lot of fun. Although I did more minor roles because I acted too much. It was a great time. And I'm happy that I had been able to do that experience because although I don't normally like scaring kids, I like scaring the kids that think they're all tough and think, oh, I'm not gonna get scared. And then they get scared because it's like, huh, funny, you said you weren't gonna get scared, eh? I don't know, I feel bad for saying that I have fun with that, but it was a great time, and we earned money for California, which California was a whole nother experience that I did with band, and I had a great time with. It was very fun, and I got to do a lot of rides when I was there. And I guess I could go on a little bit more of a rant for a band. When I was in California, it was a great time because I learned a lot of things when it came to performing and just breath support. And I'm still, like, looking over at my flute right now. I miss band so much. Just playing my flute, and I'll still get to play in the future, which I'm happy about. But it doesn't mean I don't miss playing with the band because it was a great experience. And I hope that someday I'll be able to, if I ever have kids or anything like that, I'll be able to pass that passion to them. Or if one of them decides to play the flute too, then maybe they can play my flute. Who knows? It'll just be like that. And with that, I'll go ahead and say goodbye to you guys. And thank you so much for watching this whole video, if you did, or if you just skipped through it, just figuring out where I kind of said thank you to some of you guys, then thanks for watching. And if you would like to, go ahead and become a subscriber. I don't usually say this often because I don't like just saying, hey, subscribe, but if you want to, like, it's your choice. And if you want to watch some of my other vlogs, go ahead and click on the vlog. Or if you want to watch my other video that I put up for art, go ahead and click that too. There are some pretty fun ones to watch, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!